We're currently on a sailing adventure from France through the Med and into the Atlantic Ocean, and we've just completed our first passage. After a windy overnight sail, we dropped the hook in a beautiful bay in Catalonia, Spain, surrounded by rugged cliffs and an almost enchanted-looking countryside. I wish we had more time to explore, but after a short hike with the dogs and a much-needed good night's sleep, it's time to lift anchor again, because some heavy weather is on the way. Yesterday the captain said we can actually sleep in and leave around 9.
We slept in.
But looks like the weather's moving in faster than we thought. So it's a pyjama start, as my dad would say.
Well, it's not a pyjama start for me because I woke up when the boat was shaking because we had a stern anchor. So woke me up at 5, I checked the weather and I thought maybe a bit earlier.
Ooh, there's a gust. Alrighty, we're gonna pick up. Yep, definitely some wind. We have like 12 knots of wind, gusting 18 to 20 already. And it's supposed to come up a reasonable bit throughout the day. So we have to get around the corner because after that we're sheltered from the wind and the waves, apparently.
So right behind us are the Pyrenees, and every time that there is some wind coming into the Bay of Biscay, where the Vendée Globe is starting tomorrow, which I think is quite exciting, it is funneling left and right of the Pyrenees. So the wind speeds can increase quite dramatically, and that's going to happen today. So I just want to sneak around the corner towards Barcelona and stay there for a couple of days because the autopilot broke and at the beginning of like days and days of sailing, and we're trying to get a new one there or have it sent somewhere, and we want to stay at a calmer place than this for a couple of days, maybe get some work done, and so we want to get out before the wind increases too much. So that's the plan. We thought we can do that throughout the day, and I woke up from already gusts in the upper 20s, and I'm worrying about wind, I'm worrying about waves being built up. The wind is coming from Côte d'Azur, between, or I think it's even coming from Genoa, and then funneling between Corsica and the French mainland, picking up some speed. So there are wind gusts in the 50s and 60s in front of Marseille and coming towards us, and then they are circling around a low which is in the middle of the bay that we just crossed 2 days ago, and I'm worrying a bit about waves building up. So, and there should be something in this monologue that you can use.
Someone was told that we're actually leaving at 9 this morning. The weather forecast yesterday looked totally fine until midday. So maybe someone had a glass or two too many of red wine. And I'm starting to regret that now. It's a bit rough. Okay, but we better get some sails up so we can stabilize a little bit in this washing machine. I'm fairly glad that I am not the one that has to do the deck work today. Ooh, it's another rolly one. isn't this crazy? Yesterday when we were sailing, I was wearing a woolen hat. And then when we arrived, I actually went for a swim. Today, I'm wearing a bikini. It's quite nice. But there is a bunch of really shitty weather heading our way, so we're tucked away here in Cala Canyelles. And we're gonna spend a couple of days here. We're gonna actually check with the marina if we could possibly tug ourselves in here. If not, there's a cheap marina like 5 miles west from here that we have as an emergency hideout place. Because there is big weather coming with like gusts up in the 40s, 50s. Here it should only be like upper 30s maximum, but you never know. And since we're gonna be here for a couple of days, today we're gonna go and check out the area and go for a little hike with the doggies. Doggy? Boogie? You wanna go to land? You wanna go to land, peeps and poops? I think so. I think they're ready. So the idea is to go on a little hike to the next bay, or a couple of bays over, and then do a little loop through the more inward, kind of through the villages. Some 8 kilometers apparently. Well, 8 kilometers if you go forth and back. And I said, well, let's do the loop, obviously, because I don't want to backtrack. So I'm not sure if it's still going to be 8 kilometers or a little bit more, but it should be around 8. Okay, let's see. I think it's that way. Okay, Tossa de Mar. That's the one that we're gonna take. Apparently this is the way. Looks like private property. The Costa Brava feels like something straight out of a postcard. Charming little villages with whitewashed walls and red-tiled roofs tucked between rolling hills that meet the sea. The coastline is rugged and wild, where the deep blue Mediterranean crashes against jagged cliffs. And winding trails take us through groves of windswept pines and ancient cork oak trees, with twisted trunks shaped by time. The scent of the sea mixes with the earthy aroma of the forest, and with every turn there's another breathtaking view. We've worked our way up here close towards the main highway, but we're on a trail, which is beautiful. The only downside is that you can hear the motorcycles. Thimbleberry. Or what is that?
It's a strawberry tree. Taste it.
No.
Taste it.
No, you taste it first. No. Taste it. Trust me. Hear the motorcycles? It's a beautiful route though. Now we're between these pine trees, and to our starboard side there's the Mediterranean Sea. Sun is glittering on the water. The vegetation is really pretty. And on the way back, now we're like up on the hill a little bit, and on the way back we're gonna take the coastal route. Probably get some beautiful cliffs. Are you sure they're edible? People seem to like the fences here because everything is fenced off. We thought that we could just go from this trail to one of the little streets in the village to go down. But it seems that they don't like us to do that.
Look up there, the top of it. They don't like us to climb on there either.
Yeah. Well, that I'm not surprised about. Well, maybe we have to keep on going until Tossa de Mar, which is another 4 kilometers. Who would have thought? Maybe I should make a shirt, like a warning shirt about German hiking.
Oh, it's not the German hiking,
Never
it's the Nika
backpacking.
planning.
Okay, it's not the German hiking, it's the Nika planning. Be aware, Nika planned this hike. There might be unforeseen longitudes.
Be aware, navigator Nika.
Well, if you have a good idea for a shirt that brings across the message what hikes with me are about. Look, we could go here. There. Yeah, boga. If you have a good idea how to sum up the Nika hiking experience and a good slogan for a shirt, let me know in the comments, eh? Ah, here's the door.
Forgot the key?
Who's got the key? Who's got the secret?
Nika, the map that you showed me, the highlighted track led us all around the village until we could finally join the other trail that we were just, well...
But look, here it is.
Yeah, that's what the map looked like.
No, because here it says Santa Maria de Lorel.
Yeah.
Or Llorel. Not sure. This is what we wanted to do. This is exactly how I had planned it. There's a lot of areas that you don't have access to, so the planning with the hikes is a bit more complicated than what I'm used to. Might be a one-way thing. This is really pretty. There's a little trail here that connects tons of beautiful bays, and you have to walk through some tunnels. But now, I'm not really sure which way we're supposed to go. I think we might be in a dead-end situation because I don't really see anything going further. Well, anything that's officially a path or half officially a path. That looks more or less like some sort of trail. Like a goat trail. Luckily, we brought our hiking boots.
wonder how they get the wine in the tree.
Yeah, and that's what this channel is gonna be like from now on. Flo's humor. Be prepared. This is breathtaking. So beautiful. I think the best is when you come with zero expectations and then just everything that you see fills you with joy, because everything that you see is exceeding expectations if there were no expectations. So yep, I think that's gonna be my approach to life. No expectations. It's not that easy though. Eventually we made it back to the boat. Not the easiest route, but definitely one with stunning scenery and a little afternoon thrill. Django and Boga had their fun on shore, and I think we're all ready for a cozy evening on board. The weather is set to change tomorrow, and we're hoping we've moved far enough out of its path. But more about that next time.